Old and Achy here with another Halo 5 Guardians Legendary Campaign mission walkthrough, and this is Mission 13 Genesis. And it is a bit of a fun mission because you're going to be in a tank most of the time. Now as we set it up here, at the beginning you have to go down the spine of a Guardian, as you can see in that picture right there. And there's a couple of different ways to do it. One can try just to fly by all the bad guys, all the Prometheans, or take it slow and steady and knock a few of them out to progress. And that is the approach that I took, because it seemed to me that when I did the flying down the spine approach, I either died or fell off. So I decided to take it nice and steady here.
Activate mag boost.
Alright, notice I went to my pistol.
This is bad.
We'll be fine.
Chief's down there, huh?
Let's find out. Gordon Jameson locked broadcasting on all UNSC frequencies. Sierra 117, please respond.
Guardians moving.
Get moving.
Alright, a couple of crawlers appearing down there, and I'm going to try to take them out. Notice the score there. I've got score attack on. This is one of the reasons we didn't have any cinematics at the beginning.
Didn't come all this way to get killed now. Move faster.
Yeah, no kidding. Now we're going to be coming up to a soldier here pretty soon. Now, sometimes you can come up and sneak up on him, but that time he was facing me, so I had to take him out. You sneak up on him, melee him. Oh yeah, and there will be Phaetons flying through.
Stay in the middle. Watch out for gaps.
That's the first time I've seen one of my fire team come in front of me like that. They will not revive you if you go into armor lock, by the way, not on the spine here. Alright, just wait for my shields to come back.
We're still too high to safely dismount.
Now I am running this with just 2 skulls activated. I would have been your daddy and Grunt Birthday Party. That's just because I'm running all these legendary missions with those skulls. They're really not relevant here because I'm dealing with Prometheans. I will have a few Covenant coming up a little bit later.
Like it's trying to shake us off.
Just taking my time here. Alright, that time I jumped a little bit more than I wanted to, so I said to heck with it, I'm just going to keep on going. And take out all the enemies in front of me if I can. Alright, that's the signal that we've gotten beyond the Prometheans, and now we're just going to fall to the planet, if you will. Alright.
Let's try this again. Spartan Jameson locked to Sierra 117. Please respond.
Just calling for the chief. And if you take this little path here a lot slower, you get a little bit more dialogue going. But as we will find out, the chief is sort of locked up in a cryptum. We'll find that out actually in the last mission.
The threat of death overpowering any celebration of life. Unless you join with the other humans and stop her, it is your future.
Alright, this is Exuberant that we're talking to, who is the planet's monitor.
There are a number of hostile visitors just outside, so I brought you this. I assume it will be of use to you.
And lo and behold, there's a Scorpion tank. Now it turns out that I probably, not until the very end, even fire a weapon other than blast away with the tank. But until then,
Swapping out weapons.
I'm going to give all my guys a light rifle, taking one by
Someone
myself.
take that weapon.
Looks like Buck's not back yet. Oh, there he is.
Take this, Spartan.
En route.
Pick up this weapon.
Right away.
There we go. Okay.
On it.
Let's get on the tank and start rolling. Everybody jumps in, one in the gunner seat, two on the sides, and off we go. And we'll be immediately confronted by two ghosts with elites in them. They're not too difficult to take out. Just being a little careful here. Notice that little flash of red there. That's the tank taking a little damage, or the tank shield's flaring.
About done with that ghost.
Gotta deal with this first.
It helps if I mark it, makes it look like a bigger target. There we go. Alright, now as we come up to this little bridge up here, we advance to a certain point, and a soldier captain with a splinter turret and some crawlers will spawn. But if we know what the spawn point is, as soon as they spawn, we can drill them with the cannon, our own cannon from the tank.
Police? Show of force?
Indeed. Guardians are how the Forerunners enforce peace in the lower systems.
Alright, pointing right at that spawn. Boom. Before you can do a thing, take him out, and all but one of the crawlers. My guy's got the other one. Now as we advance a little bit further, there will be a turret spawning on the right, and another soldier captain spawning a little bit further down. And what I'm doing here, way down there in the distance, is a wraith. It really hasn't been much of a problem in any runs. But once I take that wraith out, see, here's where these other guys spawn. So there's the turret. Turret's down. Now let's go get the captain. Captain's down. And we can clean up the Covenant, are down there at the little bit past the base of the bridge here.
Keep her steady.
Now we're going to have to deal with about 4 knights, I believe, maybe 5, not sure, along with crawlers and such. But really the biggest issue in this area is that Phaeton right there. We really want to take it out before it can do much damage to us. Much, if any. That's why I'm being really careful here. Because ultimately it will turn on us and fire. Right now it's focusing on the Covenant that are across the way, so we are able to get it. I breathed a real sigh of relief there. Because we need the tank to be as healthy as it possibly can
About done with that ghost.
be for the final battles.
Direct hit.
Alright, so now we got some crawlers and knights, and across the way on the other side of this big rock in the middle, there may or may not be
Quite lonely,
some
actually.
Covenant that survived the initial onslaught from the Prometheans.
Keep those targets coming.
Alright, notice that right away a knight and a turret spawn. That knight right there isn't that big a deal, so I focused on the turret first. And now we've got crawlers and knights, and I'm not quite sure how many. I think there's 3 more knights to deal with, plus a half a dozen or so crawlers.
Keep those targets coming.
I think that's Tanaka on the machine gun. And that helps actually, because her fire will direct me towards a Promethean. All right, I got a captain down, and looking here. They do like to hide behind rocks. All right, just to make sure that the Covenant are gone, I'm going to pour a few rounds over there. Come back and start looking for the remaining knight or knights. I think there's 2 of them. I'm not absolutely sure at this point. But since I can't see them from where I was positioned before,
You're performing
I'm going to
an
move over to this side and see if I can
There's less
get a
of them
look-see
now
at
than
them.
there were, which I assume is your objective.
Alright, those were crawlers.
Scorpions do tend to raise a ruckus.
Keep her steady.
Yeah, there we go. There's a
I
night
must
down.
admit, I do find this rather exhilarating, in spite of myself.
I think that's it, unless there's one hiding right around the corner here. And being very, very careful.
Looks like
It's
the
a
rodent is
tactic I learned on my Mythic Lazo runs.
I'll open this.
You never know what's hiding around the next corner. Alright, once the door opens up and we go in, we're going to have to deal with a ghost and a banshee to start.
Follow me.
And then 2 wraiths and some Covenant foot soldiers.
Ready. Hurry.
What is the gateway?
It is a bridge between the domain and Genesis.
To start.
Within that building,
And then some
Cortana
Promethean
records
stuff.
the physical world.
Alright, so I'm waiting. I'm looking for that. Looking for the ghost. Generally, the ghost will appear first,
Other humans wandering in circles within
followed
the gateway
shortly
for some
thereafter
hours.
by the banshee.
She's preparing for something, but just what is unknown.
Alright, where are you, Mr. Ghost? I'm trying to use that big rock on the left as cover as much as I can. There we go.
Inbound.
Here's the ghost, and here comes the banshee.
Knock that thing off its coat.
Humanity has not changed much since last your kind walked the stars. You are as deadly as ever.
Banshee's taking the time. Here it comes. Alright, good shot, Aki. Okay, so we advance a little bit further, and we're going to have to deal with a couple of wraiths. Now notice that I let that turret go because I wanted the race to focus on it first before they recognized me and started firing at me. Now the first one, we want to back up when it fires. The second one, when it fires, we want to move ahead a little
They
bit.
can't take it. Scorpion's well nigh unstoppable.
Actually, it looks like. Yep, there's the second one now.
Losing pace.
He's gonna, he fires at you, so you can just move ahead a little bit, and the bolt will go, plasma bolt will go right over your head.
Destructive.
All right, now we're cleaning up the Covenant. That's probably an elite and a grunt in the background, and there's some shielded jackals and a grunt over here on the right, one of which may have a FRG, I'm not sure. But I'm being very careful where I fire on them because there's a ghost there that I may have to use a little bit later on here. So I want to save that ghost if at all possible, which I think I did. All right, now here come the Prometheans, starting off with a turret.
Deal with this first.
Keep her steady.
All right, and there should be a knight
Time to shut that
right
down
there.
now. Consider it done, Locke.
Alright, again, I'm being really careful, just making sure there's nobody hanging around. Alright, when we advance up to this bridge, what's going to happen is another knight is going to spawn on the bridge at the far end, like so. And I did not get him in the first shot, and he's put some fire on my tank, and I didn't want to see that. Notice that it's starting to flame in the right rear quadrant of the turret. That's going to pose a little bit of a problem a little bit later on when I do the old tank teleport trick, which I'll explain before we actually do it. Alright, now we got a knight down there, and then way off in the distance as we come up on the bridge, there's going to be 2 more knights over in the northeast corner. But first we're probably going to have to deal with a ghost with an elite in it. Oh, I forgot about the Phaeton. There's a Phaeton out there too. And again, this ship will turn and fire at you if you don't take it out real quick. Like so. It saw me and it fired at me, so I immediately backed off. It's far enough away that you can back the tank up and not get hit. It's only when it comes after you that you've got a real issue. Alright, that's down. That headache's out of the way. Alright, there's the knights over there in the far corner. I got one of them. Not sure where the other one's at. I may want to come down the bridge to get it. Oh, it actually moved up a little bit. Okay. Alright, we got that one taken care of. Now we can deal with the ghost. If it's there's a ghost. Ghost and the elite on the ghost. They're down. Of course, what I'm trying to do here is turn around and go back across the bridge. But I am not the greatest tank driver in the world, so I decided to come down here initially. Now I have to advance a little bit to spawn the next several knights. I think there's 3 of them. And you can also hear there's somebody with an FRG off in the distance, and there's a wraith down there somewhere. So what I'm doing here is I'm coming back across the bridge. I'm going to turn around and position myself to take out the 3 knights. If I can get myself turned around here.
Keep her steady.
Alright, there's the knights. They're not too hard to take out, especially when they're at distance. Now, it's possible that I'm surprised that they're not charging.
Keep those targets coming. Careful, knife.
There we go. That was pretty easy. I guess when you've got all the skulls on, they get a little bit more aggressive. Okay. So we got all the knights down, and now it's time to maybe take out the wraith. It's possible that the Phaeton took out the wraith. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but first let's get that turret way over there.
You may want to hurry.
And it looks like somebody's in the ghost, and sometimes what'll happen is a soldier will get in the ghost.
Not enough.
It's either a soldier or an elite there. Too far a distance for me to tell. Now this is where I try to find and take out the wraith, if it exists, if it hasn't already been taken out. And again, sometimes it has and sometimes it hasn't. Well, it looks like this time it went down. Alright, now we're going to get the bridge established, and as soon as we run across and get the bridge established, a couple of turrets and a warden will appear. And we're going to, or the first of 3 wardens. We're going to take the first warden out from where the tank is.
Oh, there's supposed to be a bridge here.
Is there another way across?
One moment.
Waiting for Exuberant to get the bridge going. There we go. Now we're just going to run out.
Oh, I can work bridges too, it seems. Most exciting.
Wait for the little blue flash or purple flash over there to denote them spawning, the 2 turrets and the warden. Of course, the warden's chirping.
I have bad news, humans. The warden has found us.
Alright, so we're going to position ourselves in such a way that we can fire at it just at his head. Just get ourselves so
Why do you help me?
we'll fire at his head.
It's not protocol. It's
And
not right.
of course I'm looking for his head. And be in a position where we can back out of the way if he does fire one of his energy bolts at us. Now while we're doing this, because he's going to take a few shots, while we're doing this, I'm going to set up the teleport trick. The idea here is to have the entire fire team, or at least 2 of the 3, on the tank, and I'll go shooting across and up and around a barrier that the tank can't cross. And the idea is that your fire team always respawns near you when you separate yourself from them, and if they're in the tank, they'll bring the tank along. That's the tank teleport trick. However, what I have found is that when the tank has some damage like this one does, only one of the three will jump on the tank and they'll jump in the gunner seat. The other two are freely roaming around, and the trick will not work. So what you have to do, you have to make sure you have at least two of your team on the tank. Or if only one jumps on, you have to take out the other two and then haul it across. That's the plan. And I believe in this particular run, I had to take out my own little fratricide, take out my own team members, two of them, to be able to get the tank to teleport across with the remaining team members. Now, at just straight legendary, it's possible to. There's a few weapons on the other side. Oh, there he goes. So it's possible to take out the other two wardens and the knights and the soldier captains and the snipers with the weapons on foot, but it's a real pain in the butt. So what I'm doing here now is I'm going back and looking for a ghost, and it just so happens that this particular ghost is still in one piece. If it hadn't been, I would have gone back to that first area to get the ghost.
That Scorpion needs a driver.
Now I'm sitting here watching what happens with my team as they come back up.
Guns in my capable hands.
Notice how he jumps on and jumps back off. Alright, he's in the gunner seat. The other two, oh, they got on. Alright. So much for the take out your buddies approach. Alright, so my team members got on the tank, and what I'm doing is I'm circumventing that barrier the tank can't get over. And I'm running out here and coming back, and lo and behold, there's the tank. Alright, back in the ghost. I'm going to run down here to the beginning of the platform to get the warden and
117. You can hear
other
me. We are approaching
Prometheans
the
to
gateway.
spawn.
Hold your position.
Yep, looks like. Oh, I'm not sure. Looks like my first run with the ghost. There we go. There's the bad guys. All right, onto the tank, and the first warden should be in a good position to fire. Yeah, he's right there. I'm using this big bush thingy here as cover. I'm letting my guys take out the crawlers that come across. Now I'm focusing on the warden. Warden is not happy.
You've injured him for certain. Keep it up.
Alright, every time you see that little flare of dark and silver, that means we're putting damage on the warden.
You are doing a fantastic job, humans.
Alright, that means the warden's got a lot of damage going. He should be dropping here pretty... There he goes. That's warden number 1. Now we got to get warden number 2, along with a whole bunch of other Prometheans.
Also got caught up in the Guardian slip space bubble.
Grab ammo if you need it, but keep moving.
Cortana is activating subsystems.
So I'm looking for warden number 2 right now. If I can take him out, I think a number of these other guys will despawn.
Humans, watch out. You are surrounded.
What did we do before we had her around to point things out to us?
One down. Focus fire on the warden.
That was a little late, but nonetheless, it's good advice. And I think that's a warden way back there. Not sure. It's either a warden or a captain.
Warden himself. Oh, ignore me. You're doing wonderfully.
And Exuberance kind of telling us how we're doing here. Now it doesn't hurt to take out all the other Prometheans. If the warden will go into hiding, that was a knight I just took out.
Targets.
Not seeing any threats, but they could still be out there.
If the warden goes into hiding, then I will move my troops up onto the platform there to draw him out. But I'm in no real hurry here. Just looking for enemies at this point. Alright, that was a soldier captain with a turret. Splinter turret. Alright, what I'm doing here is I'm seeing if I can draw. Actually looking for the warden here. Not sure what I'm firing. I might be firing at a turret, not sure. It's off in the distance there. Oh, that sounded like a knight.
Let's go.
Somebody moved. I think that was the warden moving way over there on the left. And I may not have seen that when I was actually doing this run. I just picked up that movement just a second ago.
Through that turret.
Okay, that was a turret I was firing at. Of course, I'm off the tank, and my guys
Move, double time. Move up.
My guys just don't want to get off the tank.
Take that position.
There we go. Okay, now we'll mark the turret. There we go. So I got them moving up. And I'll get back in the tank and see if I can see where the warden is or other bad guys I can take out. 'Cause they all seem to want to be in hide now. So this tactic actually did bring some Prometheans out. And of course they're down. I think that was a knight running across. No, maybe a soldier. Or it could have been one of my guys. I just see two of them down. Alright, that was I'm not sure. It might have been a soldier, not really sure. Alright, that's a knight. And he looks like he's a little irritated. He's coming at me. Yeah, and just blast him out of the sky, if you will. Now, one thing to note here, that little hill I first came down with the ghost, there's a platform up there with a sniper rifle, but if I am hitting the ward. If you go up there, that will spawn a couple more knights, as well as this platform up here on the left that we can't really see. That will spawn knights, and they kind of come up behind you when you're not looking, and that's not good. So just stay away from those platforms. Just stay right here. Alright, it usually takes about a minute to 90 seconds for my fire team to respawn. Alright, Buck's back. Looks like everybody's back. I really would like to know where that warden is. Maybe if I move up here, I can draw him out. By the way, there is a sniper up there.
Hello? You really should hurry.
I just drove him off.
I'm watching.
The only way I can get my players off of the, or my buddies, my allies, off of the That, I believe, is a soldier. Maybe a knight. But the only way I can get my allies off of that tank is to jump off myself. And then position them. Alright. The warden is over here on the left behind some barriers. I just saw him fire. And I believe that's him right there. Hopefully his head will stay stuck out so I can hit it.
Keep her steady.
Alright. Oh. I didn't. Yeah, that he. Oh, yeah, there he goes. Okay. He has two weapons. That yellow bolt that comes literally out of his mouth can EMP the tank or any vehicle. And the other one is like he lassos up an energy bolt, which is like instant death. So he's down, and all we're doing now is doing a little cleanup work. I'd like to move the tank all the way up to the back, but I can't. So we need to just take out the last few remaining survivors here. I think that's a turret. Yeah, that's a turret. That's why it looked kind of funny. Okay, turret's down on the right. There's another one up on the left. There is ammo over here. I'm not really sure why I was doing that. I might have spotted somebody up there on the left.
Perfect. The warden is quite humiliated, I assure you.
Yeah? A robot?
Alright, that's a signal that all is well, and let's go into the
I thought
mission.
you understood that. Follow me.
And what I had done, I was running up that left side just to see if there was anybody there. I wasn't quite sure, so I ran back to the tank until Exuberant basically gave the all clear. Alright, that's it. That is the mission. It's pretty simple if you can use the tank across the other side. It looks like I'm not going to get the post-game carnage report, so I will sign off now. I hope this helps you in your quest for Genesis on Legendary difficulty. This is Old and Achy signing off. Take care, everybody.